Good morning, everybody. It's a Sunday, late morning, early afternoon. We've got a new axe, a Collins 2.25 pound boys axe. One of the things you want to check for, of course, is your grain. Make sure it's running vertically, not horizontally. It's got a nice little swell to it. Light head. Never used a Collins axe before, so we're going to find out how this works. I don't even know what steel this is. Got to do some research on that. But one of the first things we want to do is treat the wood, which means get rid of this shellac that they have on it and treat it with boiled linseed oil. Remove the stickers. So that's what we're going to do. Maybe fill that in or sand that little divot down. See how she feels. So enjoy the process. We're going to use 150 grit, and then we'll work our way up a little bit higher after we get the shellac all removed. Key thing when you're doing this is you want to remove the shellac, clean the wood, clean the pores, get that shellac out of there, and then we'll treat it with boiled linseed oil. What a nice smooth surface. And we're even going to try to get rid of the ink on there too. As you can see, it's taking a little bit longer than what I thought. You want to, at least I do, I like to round off all my edges. And I think I might do something a little bit different with this axe. I don't know if I'm going to burn the color in before I treat it, or I may even stain it. I don't know. I'm going to take a good look at this wood grain after I get this sanded and cleaned off. So getting that shellac off can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. All right, now we're getting to the 220 grit. I may even go up a little bit more, but once you start getting above 200 grit, you can really start to see the grain structure, and it really starts to smooth out. Now, the higher the grit you go, the more chance you have of impacting the dust into the grain. I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue with that. This is not the best. This is not the best wood I've seen on an axe. You can see, maybe, there's a little spot there if you look up by the head. Yeah. It's hard to see it on camera. Little glimmers, especially right up in there. That's still that shellac that's on that wood. So getting that sticker off and getting that ink off from where they marked it is kind of a pain. We're just going to go over this real good with the 220, and then might even bump it up a little bit. We'll see. All right, we're going to try something I've never done before, teak oil on a axe handle. I did take a torch and go over this just to burn out any of the dust in the pores. Over this real good, and then brings out the grain, that's for sure. I'll probably have to do a couple coats of this. I'm assuming I don't want to go real heavy on that, just like the boiled linseed oil. Swap this around so I can get that. We'll get a close-up shot here soon. There we go. That's the first coat.